Okay, hi guys, it's Jamal here, and in today's video, um, I'm going to be talking about what I found on YouTube and why content creators who are quite major in on YouTube have their flaws, and why it's being hidden by their fame, and why everyone seems to ignore what they're doing is wrong. They seem to ignore what they've been doing is wrong. So, firstly, before I get on with that, um, I have heard this say before you find fault in others, find fault in yourself. So, um, I am going to admit I have done bad things in my life. I've lied to my parents. I've, I just, I have done some bad things in my life, but not for any attention or, I don't know, views, because honestly, I've not had anybody look at me and seen me do it, because I've never wanted attention, but instead, these people have. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go through three things that I found on YouTube that kind of they're immoral. They're quite, in my eyes, they're not really supposed to. They're not. They kind of they're bad things, but we as the viewer do ignore them because apparently because of the fame that that person holds, because of the popularity that that person holds, or that group of individuals. So I'm going to go through three examples, as I said. Um, no bias against any of these people. I'm just going to just. This is an example. This is not me exploiting anyone or anything. Okay, so firstly, I'm gonna go through Brent Rivera, and then I'm gonna go to the royalty family, and then finally I'm gonna go to Mr. Beast. And again, no hate towards any of these people. I just wanted to point this out. So in Brent Rivera's video, checking out the weirdest hotels in, I don't know, around the world. Um, he he we do know, if you have watched the video, that he actually kicked out Tyler Oliveira from a hotel um, because of, I don't know, basically nothing. But that's not the reason why I'm talking about him. Because, but the reason I am talking about him is because in the exact same video, he goes into one of the hotels, and there's this, I don't know how to say it, there's this kid who's shaking his head like, I don't know, like really rapidly, and Brent and his friends turn the camera on the boy, and they actually start laughing at him and filming him. So, and then in the reaction video to Tyler Oliveira being kicked out of the hotel, Brent says he makes great content. I don't think that's great content, ripping off others. I definitely don't think that's great content. It's like it's exploiting others for views, and yet we still find it funny. But I don't. I seriously do not. It's not okay. And that's the first example I've given to you. You shouldn't exploit others for your own well-being. Okay, so this next example that I'm going to be giving you is about the royalty family. So obviously the royalty family, they have quite a huge um, following on YouTube. I don't want to discriminate against them, but what I'm what I found in one of their videos is that they actually, as a prank, I mean, not really a prank, Ferran, the son, actually breaks one of the adults' iPhones, as in like he intentionally breaks it, and then um, the parents are reacting to him doing it. But if you look closer in the video, and if you have watched the video, um, you can see that the parents were encouraging him to do it, and the title of the video was "Breaking My Parents' iPhone and Giving Them a New One." So honestly, I don't think that's okay, because the iPhone that they broke, the iPhone that they actually destroyed and like stopped it functioning, that could have gone to somebody who actually needed it. So like, let's just say, I don't know, the homeless, the poor. That could have gone to anybody else, but instead they destroyed that for views. And it's not okay when things are being wasted so easily and nobody's recognizing how this is very wrong of them. This is very unnatural of them. This is especially when they're called the royalty family. If you think of royalty, you think of being humble, but instead, obviously, throwing a phone off a balcony, that's definitely humble in my opinion. I mean, I find that not humbling. I made that last bit as a joke. I, that is that is that is just messed up. I don't like it when people do that. I don't like it when people waste money away just for these unnecessary things. And now I'm going to move on to my third and final example. Okay, so this last example is of Mr. Beast. So before I start on with this, I am going to be very careful about what I say, especially since I'm a minor YouTuber and um, I don't want to actually get demonetized, but or any. I don't want anything bad to happen to my channel, so I am going to be very careful about what I say. So we do know that Mr. Beast is a philanthropist, right? He does give away money to the poor and donate. He does many live streams. He has cleaned up the earth's trash. He has planted 200 million trees, which is a huge accomplishment in my opinion. I think he's doing the right thing, but um, he's he still did something wrong that I think is not okay still. So in this 3 hour live stream that was hosted by Mark Rober, it was called Color the Spectrum, and many um, influencers, influencers and content creators had participated in that. Um, when Mr. Beast showed up, the second thing he said actually was that if any viewers can, okay, this is how it went. So he said that people, a single person who actually donates to color the spectrum, whoever, a single person who donates to color the spectrum, he was gonna fly them over from where they were just to have dinner. Now, in my opinion, I think that's quite wasteful of him, especially when the money that could have gone into charity was wasted on the flight and presumably the dinner as well. And honestly, I don't think that's okay, especially when it's only one person and charity is supposed to be more about giving without expecting something back. But instead, Mr. Beast kind of he kind of encourages bribery in that sense. Like, I don't know how to say this in the nicest way possible, but I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible. Then and there he encouraged bribery. He made people do what he wanted, so that they could get something in return. But instead, that's not the way it's supposed to be. You see, it's kind of, I don't know. It's complicated. This is a very minor thing, and that's why nobody's noticed, especially when Mr. Beast is huge in fame and popularity, especially when he's got 176 million followers on YouTube, especially when he's got like many people who are actually acting as bodyguards for him, who are actually acting like people who would defend him just because of how famous he is. And the basically what I'm trying to say in this video is that people don't care about what happens as long as they benefit from it. So the way that I would put this is that they they would take fame over fault. So they would they would do anything for views. They would break, they would disobey, they would exploit, they would do things that would actually hurt others or be immoral in a sense. and I find it quite miserable that everybody ignores this, especially when nobody really cares and everybody would rather protect their idols that they've suddenly come up with because they haven't done something wrong, but in a sense they have, especially with what their morals and what they stand for, and then they're going straight against that. So it's really it's it's quite of a it's like they're being hypocrites to themselves in a way, like very minor hypocrites to themselves. These are it's I don't want to discriminate anyone. I just want to say these are things that we don't look at. We don't look at the faults in their lives. We just ignore that, and we just look at what they do right. We just see what they've done right. We just see that they're benefiting from something that is good, but in fact it's quite bad. And honestly, it's immoral how they've done things and nobody's noticed it. It's gone under the radar for so long, and it's it's not right in my opinion. I just don't like it. So a message to those who want to make YouTube videos or are very famous and have done this before or haven't done this before. If you're going to make content, please do it in please do it very ethically. Please don't don't affect others while doing it. Don't make other lives miserable. Don't ruin the environment. Don't don't waste money. Don't use your fame to your advantage. Don't I mean use your fame to your advantage, but don't use it to exploit others. Don't use it to actually ruin the world. Use it to make the world a better place, please. And just remember, fame will always overrule fault unless something is changed. And I hope you learned something from this video.